We are here with two strong advocates for mental health awareness, Hennink, Sheena Nault of We Are Warriors. Now, you folks recently started a new series of videos on social media called Help Someone. Tell us about it.
So this actually all started because of Sheena. We had the We Are Warriors magazine and, of course, the music that I was doing. And that we are doing. And then Sheena and I were doing a bunch of little things on the side that we weren't recording it or anything. We were going out to the homeless and giving them food and talking to them. And Sheena said, you know, why don't we do something more? Why don't we try to advocate for them and make a platform per se, you know, and see what happens. And that's what we did. And it's been an absolute blessing. Okay?
Yeah. More than anything it was sharing their story. So it's really easy. And I found, like, for a long time we would go to McDonald's and get an extra meal and give it out, but you really just drop off a meal and walk away. And we started going, you know, there's more to people than dropping off some food or some money in a cup and walking away. So we wanted to sit down and actually hear the story. Like, what brought you here? What's going on in your life? How can you get out of this? Do you want to get out of this? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of more incentive for anything else, was kind of just to hear them.
Yeah.
Well, and these are folks that are living on the street, you know, the people that maybe the average individual might avoid making eye contact with. And you guys are taking the time to sit with them and be that sounding board, be that listening ear, giving a voice to those people who may not be able to speak up otherwise. So if you could pick off one or two of these very impactful stories you've been sharing, what would those be?
Oh, we got three.
Oh, yeah. It's all been a blessing. I gotta say first that a lot of people were very upset and said, why are you putting the camera in their faces? Like, the thing is that we do a lot of this during the day. We don't record all of them. We maybe record 20%. If that. We go to them and say, do you want to share your story? Do you want to tell people why you're on the streets? And if they say, no, not really, then we just don't record it, right? It's not a big deal.
We don't walk away from them either, though.
Yeah.
We'll still sit and chat, or we'll still help them out if we can. But it's not a matter of, like, if you're not going to, you know, put your face on and walk away. That's not what we're doing.
That's not what's important. But some of them really do want to tell their story. And they get really excited, and then you go, okay, let's record, let's talk about your story, and then they get right into it, and it's beautiful. But going back to your question, sorry, Teagan.
James.
3 people that really hit us. James was one of them. He's 30 years old. He got burnt alive, pretty much.
He has a mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
He has Asperger's, and then he was diagnosed with something else as well.
Yeah, he was a very powerful one, and I couldn't understand why he was on the streets and what was his story, and why, you know, for something like that to fall through the gaps, he should be in a home. He should be somewhere where someone's taking care of him. We can't take care of himself. Somewhere safe. And that was a beautiful one because we posted that. It kind of went a little viral, and we've been contacted by social workers. We've been contacted by his family, like people that were looking for him, and they didn't know he was on the streets. And that was absolutely amazing. We're like, oh, it's actually doing something, you know, it's
changing lives, literally.
Yeah. Cousin messaged us yesterday and actually took him for some clothes, and she's like, where was he? I've been looking for him. And we were able to give her the location that he was that day, and he was only like a block away from where he was the original time that we videoed him. And she found him, she took him for some food. They're actually like looking at some dental work. So I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, that was a good one. And the other one was Donna. Donna we met on the streets too, and she's such a sweetheart. She's such a big heart, but she's struggling with meth, and she's tried so hard to get off meth. She's been to detoxes, and it's just not working for her, and she doesn't want to go back to her kids while she's on meth.
Yeah.
But she cries every day for her kids, and that's another one that the family contacted us and said, oh my goodness, you found my aunt.
And my sister, both of them. And so the sister was actually talking to a band member. They were on a reserve by PA, and they were putting together some funding to actually take her home and hopefully get her some treatment. Yeah. Which is pretty incredible because they couldn't find her.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And then also a sister from a lady in the campground.
Yeah, and another one, the first one we did actually, her brother's best friend saw the video and said, oh my goodness, we've been looking for her too. How do we get a hold of her? And we'd first vet them to make sure that they're actually family. And when we find out that they're family, we're like, okay, they're at this place. You can find them there. And they do. They go there, they pick them up, and they've helped. So 3 people have actually been helped from this already.
And we've only been doing it for a week. So like we're like in tears at night. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Only a week. How many of these videos have you done?
We've maybe spoken to about 50 people in a week.
Videoed like 8 or 9.
And we're on 11 now. So we've videoed 11. Yeah. So it's been good.
Obviously, you're doing really good things for these people. Why?
Because giving back. You know, I struggled, as you know, Teagan, I struggled with my addiction. Went to rehab 3 times, and I literally didn't want to live anymore. And I truly felt like I was alone. And the only way I could get my story out was like, I'm just going to do it on social media. And then that's what I did. But a lot of them don't have that opportunity. And
My family has a lot of mental health issues and addiction as well. So we kind of put that together. I'm a lot more outgoing than Nick is. So he wants to sit and hear the story, but I want to walk up to people and ask them for it. Right? So we kind of put our 2 together, and I'll go ask and he'll have the conversation. So it's a really good team, I think.
Yeah, I honestly believe that if you don't give back, then there's no healing for yourself. So if I don't do something positive with my life, I'm just going to relapse, and I'm going to find myself in the same situation that they're in.
That's a very powerful story. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because you're kind of helping yourself while helping others. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it's a blessing. It's selfishly, there is a little selfish component to it, but it's a good selfishness. You know, you're doing this, you feel good about it. And you're like, okay, you know what? You know, I feel good. Let's continue doing this. Let's help people. It's a good feeling. It's not like feeling good from drinking or feeling good from drugs. It's feeling good from helping somebody. It's the same kind of high that you get out of it.
You know, reuniting families is a pretty impressive present to provide somebody, and giving them a voice. But you are also giving them little care packages too, if I'm understanding this.
Yeah, so we've had a few people reach out. Actually, the very first thing we did was a meal. Like, we just took a meal. We're really careful not to hand out money. Obviously, there's some addiction issues going on, and we don't want to promote that. So we will hand out care packages. There's stuff like deodorant. There's like women hygiene stuff. So tampons, pads, deodorant. And then we also try and do some food, but food that's like easy to have. So protein bars, juice boxes, waters. One guy, we gave him a fan. He was really, really
heat exhaustion.
Yeah, he like full blown heat stroke. We went in and bought him a little spray bottle with a fan on it. So shoes, we've done shoes. We've seen people that need shoes, shirts, stuff like that. But we also had some companies that pitched in and saw some videos and were able to donate. We were able to go make more of those packages. So yeah, we won't hand out money. Usually, it's always just something that is needed.
Yeah. And if they're in dire need and there's stuff that we can do outside of that, we have done that. We've contacted
a kettle. We got a kettle.
Yeah, we've also contacted certain resources for them to see if they were eligible and try to get the ball rolling for some of the people.
So if somebody, sees what you guys are doing and they want to be involved, maybe not on a level where they're coming out with you and listening to these stories, because that's a tough job. But if they wanted to contribute, if they wanted to give you a monetary donation, or if they wanted to provide you with some, hygiene products, can they do that? And how?
Yeah. That would be amazing.
So actually, you brought up a really good point. So a lot of people have actually messaged and said, like, I really love what you're doing, but I couldn't do it. And that is really understandable. It's a scary thing. And we want to really say that I don't want everybody going out and getting themselves into a situation that they can't handle. A lot of times there are groups of people, and it's not always a safe situation. So I'm not asking people to go out and go get themselves in a situation that is potentially dangerous, but you can help in other ways. So packs of water are huge. Like, if you keep water bottles in your car, you can totally just hand those out. But also we are accepting donations. You want to give the info?
E-transfer, hey?
Yeah, Hennink.
Yeah, you can e-transfer donations to Hennink. That's HENNINK. HenninkHouse@gmail.com. That's the only one that we have set up right now for donations, because it's a separate account we're using for that. Exactly. But I think in the future we'll probably have something more concrete set up.
Or you can go to our Facebook page too.
Oh yeah, or you can go to our Facebook page. You can go to Nicholas Hennink or We Are Warriors magazine on Facebook, and yeah, contact us, and we'd love to help. Yeah.
And of course, that's also where people can go to watch these videos that we have been talking about. And it sounds like you're not stopping anytime soon, hey?
We actually, so we did the first one, and then we're like, it would be good if we did one a day. And then we're like, well, what if we did 365 days of good deeds? So it's not all going to be the exact same scenario. Today we put our flashers on and helped someone that was stuck on the highway that was picking up stuff just to kind of block traffic so they didn't get hit. So we're going to do 365 days of helping. That's our plan, throughout Saskatchewan, throughout Canada, if we can. If we can get into the States, we're going to continue on doing the same thing. Our goal is a year. And again, that is also a selfish goal as well. That's something that we want to do for ourselves this year. So yeah, it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, not yet.
Well, you know what? With everything that the world has been through in the past 15 months, it really is a bright spot. And wow, way to go to you two. That's above and beyond, to say the least.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Teagan.
Is there anything else that we missed? Anything you guys want to add in here?
Check out our magazine. We do have a mental health magazine, which is We Are Warriors magazine. It's just at www.wawmagazine.ca. And then there's a magazine with lots of, we have writers that write on mental health. People share their stories on addictions. It's a fantastic resource out there if you're looking to feel not so quite alone.
Well, again, you guys are doing great things, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this today.
Thank you.
Thank you.